My name is Justin Van Cleek, and I'm the president of Triangle Chance for All. TCA seeks to provide or secure a permanent sanctuary to farmed animals in central North Carolina while promoting a vegan lifestyle. TCA works to rescue farmed animals who have gotten off of the agricultural assembly line and find them safe, loving homes where they will never be used as commodities again. Along with that effort, TCA educates the public about going vegan as the best way to help end the exploitation of non-human animals. Faced with the dire, almost suffocating reality of animal exploitation while staring into the eyes of a rescued hen, rooster, or goat, we began to reconsider and to deconstruct the ideal of an animal sanctuary. So we decided to get creative with what we have, not what we think we need, in order to provide permanent shelter and care to our rescues by creating a microsanctuary. We do not have a hard and fast definition or set of guidelines for a microsanctuary. Generally speaking, a microsanctuary has a comparatively small footprint when juxtaposed with a large sanctuary or even a large farm, and the number of sanctuary residents will be much lower as well. But I think that a microsanctuary is as much a state of mind, a perspective on the world and our place as rescuers and caregivers, as it is about property lines and resident numbers. One comment, that we saw was, if I ever won the lottery, I would start a farm sanctuary. And my response was, well, you really do not need to win the lottery. Creating a safe enclosure for a chicken can be done without a whole lot of expense. We understand that we cannot take in every animal who needs sanctuary, but we are not letting that stop us from rescuing the many individuals whom we can accommodate. Individuals like Jason, a beautiful Australorp rooster who was surrendered to animal control because he was becoming a nuisance in the small town neighborhood where he was part of someone's backyard flock. Several days later, this person surrendered Jason's bonded hen, whom we named Jewel, so they could stay together. Another of our resident roosters, Orion, spent a week in a shelter after being picked up as a stray. But now he plays the role of gallant gentleman rooster to our first rescues, Clementine and Amandine, who were picked up as strays after spending an unknown amount of time in the freezing winter cold. We recently took in our fourth rooster, Phoenix, who was one of scores of roosters who were saved from a cockfighting ring in South Carolina. Now he has his own special area where he can dust bathe and bask in the sun, perhaps for the first time in his life. We also have rescued and fostered animals like Nestor, a partially blind baby goat who came from a small goat dairy farm and now lives at Full Circle Farm Sanctuary outside of Asheville, North Carolina, as well as Lola, a pig who outgrew teacup status and was living in a tiny pen, but now has room to roam and pigs to play with at Pigs Animal Sanctuary outside of Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Someone rescuing a few hens and a rooster right there is creating a microsanctuary.
Yeah. We have a friend in Maine who lives on 1 acre, and she has 2 sheep who came from it was a meat sheep farm. And she's had them for several years now, and that right there, 2 sheep is a microsanctuary. Right. That's 2 sheep who didn't end up dead.
We're hoping that with our rescue efforts and our messaging that we can make more people interested in recognizing farmed animals as companions and not simply as, the other animals who live out in the fields and you never really have to interact with them very much. This is why we hope that TCA's small 3-acre microsanctuary might provide an alternative model of sanctuary to people who, like we once did, only think of sanctuaries as huge and far away. The beauty and the power of the microsanctuary model is that it provides a more realistic scale for creating sanctuary, which can inspire more people to utilize what space and resources they have for rescuing farmed animals. And I would like to reach more vegans and kind of get them to think about that idea of, could I use my backyard for a few rescued chickens, or could I have a couple of sheep in our, in our small field next to the house or something like that? Instead of just really restricting that whole idea of companionship to dogs and cats and little small furry bunnies and stuff. Advocating for the animals and helping people transition to a vegan lifestyle are both crucial ways to respond to a system of suffering. But what if we took a more active approach and helped individual animals? What if more of us humans began to see ourselves as caretakers of our own microsanctuary, be it on half an acre or on a dozen acres? How much good could we do for individuals who have been bred only to suffer and die for human ends? How many lives could be changed forever, and how many lives could be saved through a microsanctuary revolution?
Here we are, another perfect weekend day, nothing standing in our way. Pack your bags, let's leave today. It's your choice if you want to stay. A never-ending holiday.
This was one of the first things we talked about, was we both wanted to have a sanctuary for farmed animals someday. Yeah. I think that was one of our first
good talking conversation. Yeah.
If you're a vegan man and you're looking for a wife, it's a good thing to say. I would like to have a farm sanctuary.
Mine was actually genuine. I actually really wanted to have a farm sanctuary. I was not just trying to pick up on you. Though I was doing that too, I think. So
Now you have it, buddy.
Now I have it. Yeah, no, it's awesome.
We could be living in the world as one, sharing